Hi, and I want to talk about, is napping bad? And I think this is something, of course, all of us do, and sometimes we think that napping is not good for us. Well, actually, there's a lot of research that shows, particularly recently, there was a really good scientific American article on napping. And what it did is substantiated a lot of the information we already know, which is, so if we nap for right about like 20 minutes or so, and no more than 30 minutes, what we're doing is we're having a restorative and refreshing break. And this break can really help you re-energize, focus on the day. And the critical component is when it goes over 23 minutes is the research that I've always used. 23 minutes or over 30 minutes, then REM sleep kicks in. And you know those naps that you have and you wake up and you're kind of like, ugh, you feel groggy, maybe you're grumpy, or you just don't feel like you're well connected and you just feel like you're frustrated and sluggish. That's because that REM sleep kicked in. And what we want to do is the restorative zone is about 20 to 23 minutes. Now what I do when I take a nap, and I like to take a nap in the middle of the day, and I typically put my timer on or an alarm or something like that about 23 minutes later. And that factors in that rest time as well. We don't have to be asleep to get the restorative properties of a nap. We can just sit and rest. A lot of times I'll turn on some Boney James or I'll turn on some David Sanborn and I'll just kind of sit and chill. Now a lot of times I'll drift off. That's my nap until I get my alarm. And I want to encourage you to do that. And as you do it, leave a comment and let me know how that's working for you, or if you have a napping strategy. Now, here's the thing. If you're somebody who's like, oh, I don't know, I like to sleep longer. If you're having a sleep during the day, usually when you wake up, you're going to feel more sluggish. Now, for some individuals, remember, the research is generalized, but it's not absolute for everybody. So we got to bear that in mind. So for some folks, longer sleep can be really helpful and restorative for some folks. Those individuals typically have very restless sleep at night. They have difficulty falling asleep initially, certainly in the middle or during sleep is very restless, or they have difficulty getting up in the morning. It's hard to get up and get going. Now, the snooze factor is really, really important. In the morning, when you get up, if you're a snooze hitter, I'd like you to cut that out. I know, you're like, oh, I love to snooze, that's the best. It's not the best. What the research shows, and they've done this research so many times, a lot of the research they do multiple times, right? Because they want to see if it is generalizable across many different contexts, many different groups, so on and so forth. But the snooze factor is that when you're hitting it, what you're doing is you're kind of stalling waking up. What I want you to do is, I want you to set your alarm for when you have to get up. And then when it goes off, get up. Don't sit and kind of restless and you get the dreams going or the half dreams and things like that. Don't. When it goes off, get up and start your day. Now, a strategy for that is to put your alarm on the other side of the room. So you're forced to get up and go turn it off. Now that can be a really good strategy. So no snoozing. We're going to cut that out. If you're a napper, now, napping is good. Again, we want to stay in that zone, 20, 23 minutes, maybe up to 30 at the high end, but be careful because if you get up and you're kind of, ugh, that's typically because REM sleep kicked in. So that's that grogginess. So we want to find out what your good zone is for napping, for the restorative aspect, and that's what we want to do. I want you to try it. I want you to leave some comments. Let me know how it goes for you, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.